get like a bass.
Xavier.
So you've been dropping music since 2022 on your, at least on your Spotify. Have you been dropping longer than that, or what you have there?
Nah, I've been releasing music, I want to say, since like 2016.
Okay.
And I first started releasing on SoundCloud. I just was like dropping lo-fi beats. I had this one beat that I uploaded, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was at my cousin's house, and I uploaded it, and I named it Nimbus.
Yeah.
And fast forward like a few months, I noticed it's like blowing up on SoundCloud. I think right now it might have like 500,000 plays or something like that, but it just completely took off. And what's funny about that is that it was one of the beats that I didn't really like that much, and you know, I feel like that's a common theme I've noticed. Like whenever I release something, like always the popular ones is always the ones that you didn't think would, like, you know, go up there or be popular. So it's like a funny little, you know, message or whatever. I don't know how else to put it.
No, see, I even get that with my photos sometimes. Every photo that I post, and I'm just not too fond of it. And other people are like, yo, I really like it. And I'm like, really? What?
Yo, for real, bro. I don't know. I think it also plays into like we can be our own critics, you know.
Yes.
And sometimes you can realize or you not realize that you have a gem in front of you, and you know, your own personal critic just prevents you from like giving it out to the world.
I know that you've been DJing. What came first, the DJing or you like making beats and producing?
Producing first, but I was always into DJing. Like I'd watch DJ sets. I know this one guy, K.
Yeah.
I would usually watch like his Boiler Room sets and like just have it on in the background while I'm vibing out, like drawing or whatever. I forget where, but they do one in Europe, and it's kind of like a back rooms type of thing where they have people DJing. It looks
like
kind of sick.
Is it the white room and they have like
Yeah,
all like the stickers?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, bro,
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those
like,
are cool.
Yeah, exactly. That shit like that.
Would you say that K. is one of your inspirations to this day?
I would say definitely. I even have like drum kits that are like inspired by him that I would use when I'm producing. I just feel like his sound is very like unique to him, and that's something I'm trying to achieve, you know, with my own productions. Like something that when you hear it, you just, you know, you might think it was made by me.
What are some other inspirations for you?
Okay, Wonder Girl. She's fire. She was actually the person that got me into producing. She's a producer from Canada. She's produced for like Drake, Travis Scott, this guy named Sean Leon, who's also from Toronto.
Wait, was Wonder Girl the one that that helped out on Utopia?
Yeah, but she co-produced Antidote.
Oh, okay,
so like
word.
yeah, one of like, you know, his biggest songs. But her, I would say Tyler the Creator. Especially early on, like when he was more experimental, like with Cherry Bomb, like that's one of my favorite albums. But yeah, you know, those three definitely are big inspirations. Just on the music side, you know.
I want to know, what's your favorite track that you've personally worked on for yourself, and then also one that you've worked on for like other people?
Okay, my favorite track that I probably worked on with somebody else, it's got to be this song titled, and this might change tomorrow, but right now it's a song titled Off that I made with J-Lab. And the reason why is because that night when he was recording, like his voice was like literally giving out as he was recording, and the way it came out in the mix like gave it a very like gritty and like rough feel to it that I feel like couldn't ever have been replicated.
Yeah.
Given like those unique circumstances, and just watching him perform like that song was like, you know, it was really cool to see as well. Even from like a collaboration standpoint, like both of us worked on that beat at the same time.
Okay,
so
cool.
it was like definitely like a really cool memory for me.
Speaking of J-Lab, I saw that you did your Spectrxm album, which was honestly really cool. It was nice seeing something in like something different. I feel like a lot of people, when they stick to a certain theme, but then sometimes they like move away from the theme, but you stuck to the theme from start to finish. And he was one of the only people that actually had lyrics on the album.
I had plans for doing other features, but I felt like for this album, and I had listened to like other instrumental albums, for example, like The Alchemist. You know, just one person that does that type of thing. But I noticed that like they would use vocal samples from like, you know, movies they'd gathered or films, but I wanted to go the route of using like voice actors. So I did get one voice actor, Laith Chaz. It's pretty cool. I can't really say it. Like, it ended up not really aligning with the end vision. You know, sometimes things just aren't meant to be. And I feel like it came out for the best because, you know, just having the instrumentals be as like, you know, evolving as they are is enough. You know, sometimes they can just speak for themselves. There'd be sometimes I hear a song, I'm like, damn, I wish I could just get the beat, because the beat is really what's like making me, you know, and I feel like that's really prevalent nowadays too, where, you know, the beats really be carrying the artists.
It's true.
Like, the producers really be carrying, but
I feel like the producers don't get as much recognition. They're starting to now, because I think a lot of people are noticing that the beats have been like a lot better than like the actual songs, and like I think that now they're actually starting to get their recognition that they need.
Definitely.
It's a long time coming, hands down.
Definitely. And I think, you know, just this age we're in where it's so easy to promote yourself and like what you do, you know, it's a lot easier now for producers to, you know, showcase their talents and get people to want to use their talents, like rap over it, sing over it, you know. And I respect people like, you know, Metro Boomin for doing like the producer albums where he gets like, you know, he has the heroes and villains theme. Like, that's so fire to me. And then he just gets like all his people on the album. Like, that's kind of what I want to do too, you know.
But I do still want to talk about Spectrxm, because I saw that you did a film for it, where it was clips of you, photos of you, and like your crew that you were working with, and then like clips that you got from like other like source material. What are some source material that you pulled from for it?
So the first thing that I came across when I was doing research for like the project was this German film called Die Nibelungen. I might have butchered the name, but it's a silent film, and it's pretty much just like this black and white. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these movies, sometimes when they're silent, like I'll kind of like scrub through it, because some of the scenes would just be like, I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty much just the tale of like a hero's journey. Like, this guy, he's making his way up to meet a princess, I think, and he's like slaying dragons. A lot of the cinematography is fire. There's like vistas of like castles in the distance, and then they have like this cool lighting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the backgrounds were painted on, and they just use like trick lighting and little effects here and there to really sell it. And I think that aspect of like creating those type of films really gave me a new appreciation for like directors and just people who do film and media in general, because, you know, it's a lot that goes behind when you see that screen. Like, you know, it could really be something that you could never have thought of that's being used to like create that set.
Like, even from when I used to work in theater, sometimes they just make this big mural that would just sit at the back of it. From the pictures that people would take of it with like the set and everything, you would think that it's like an actual, you know, like place behind it. It's really nice sometimes. And then with the book, I really like how you added in like the photography, and then like the philosophy for the album was like the things that you used to like make the music, and then like the mixing of it and mastering of it and everything. That was honestly really cool. Did you know that you were gonna use that as like in terms of a philosophy for it?
Like creating the book afterwards?
Yeah.
The book idea actually came from, so I'm a pretty like fond collector of books and like art books, graphic novels, manga. And recently I had bought the art books for Bloodborne and Elden Ring. And I was looking through it, and I'm like, yo, like this is really sick, because I'm seeing like the concept art behind, you know, the games that I love and enjoy. And it just gave me the idea to like, you know what, why don't I make a book that details like the process of making this album.
So I see you have all these stuff on your walls. What's the stuff that's like in writing? Like things that you wrote down?
Yeah.
What's that for?
So pretty much all these papers right here are like the plot points or ideas behind Rat City, the comic book. Like, you know, area descriptions, character descriptions, just stuff that I would think of and then write it down so I don't forget, you know. And then there's like pages of it too. So like just goes and goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you have like little sketches in them too, so you know like where you're at in the story.
Exactly. Or it's just like architecture, like how that place looks, because every area is different, you know. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been drawing for?
My whole life. Ever since I came out, I was spawned in with a pen, you know. just had it. But nah, I would say probably from like, I don't know, pre-K, when I was like drawing like stick figures or whatever on the table,
Yeah.
and then smiley faces, you know, and then it just kept evolving from there. Like I used to draw Sonic a lot. I was a really big fan of Sonic, super nerd, back in like elementary school, and I used to draw him all the time. But yeah.
It's weird that you say that because there's like, you know, like the music in Sonic. I find a correlation to like your music that you make now, and it's how do I put it? It's like that like nice like tempo-y like upbeat like kind of music. So I guess you probably would say that Sonic had a big influence on your music to this day.
Definitely, more than I could probably even like comprehend right now, because I used to listen to the music, played the games, like even the bad ones, I still have fond memories of. So it definitely had like a big impact on my life. Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've talked about anime, we've talked about video games, and we've definitely talked about music. But what's your favorite album? Like, what's an album that you go back to all the time when you just need like to like go back to like where things that like started off for you?
I mean, it's right here. I gotta say Rodeo. Like, you know, as big as Travis Scott is now, like I can say, and I'm kind of glad to say, like I was one of the people that listened to him when he was first like coming up, like when he did like Owl Pharaoh, even like when he was dropping like on SoundCloud.
Yes.
And when this came out, like I wasn't really allowed to listen to rap like that when I was a kid. So this was when I first started like getting into like trap music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just remember it sticking with me because I had known about like Wonder Girl at the time. So I seen she had credits on it, and I was like, nah, I need to listen to this. And I just like the aesthetic, like the action figure, like it kind of inspired this too. I just think the whole concept behind it is cool. And like the beats were fire, you know, the way he raps is cool to me.
You've been dropping music lately where you're rapping on you're just rapping like in the songs now. I guess what inspired the name, and then also how come you started rapping out of nowhere?
Well, the name inspiration is a secret. I'm just gonna, it's just really for like, it's part of the character. Like he's a very like mysterious, you know, secretive guy.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, it's an alter ego. So kind of like Doom or like Quasimodo, like you know them, but you don't know them, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah, as far as his name, that's that. But as far as like the rapping, I'm surrounded by artists, you know. Like most of my friends, they, you know, use the mic, so it just rubbed off on me. And then one day, it was at Lucia's crib, Mount Smoke. Shout out to Mount Smoke. And he was like playing beats, and we just freestyle here and there. And then my friend was like, yo, like you should try it. Like you have a cool voice for it or whatever. And I'm like, nah. And they're like, yo, try it, bro, try it. Eventually I started doing it, and then, you know, one thing leads to another. We got songs and talking about releasing a mixtape, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're thinking of releasing it, or it's still in the works right now?
No, it's been done.
Okay.
I think it's actually it's gonna come out this month, August. But yeah, you could look up Owl's End, and yeah, probably do some more music videos. I think we did 2 so far that you were a part of. It was pretty cool.
That was fun. I'm not gonna lie. That was honestly fun.
Yeah, if it was like a haunted house type of vibe, I'm not gonna lie, we were there, but I had a great time doing it, and yeah. This is a beat that I produced for J-Lab with Alegba and him as well. Okay. That we did release as a song. It's called Amazing. Okay. And yeah, this is like pretty much the whole beat just laid out in like a playlist form. The first thing we started with were like some chords, so I can just like mute the tracks so that way you guys can hear like them individually. Yeah. Check the mic up. So first thing was we had this piano song that I had found, like I'd be digging on YouTube, and it was called The Theme of Peace. So I'll just play it real quick. So we sampled this part and like sprinkled it throughout the beat, and then I came up with another chop. It sounded like this. Pitched it down, added some effects to it. So you had that, right? And then this is what it sounds like now. Then you added some like chords and like pads to it. So get like a bass.
The bass sounds mysterious.
Yeah, it's called a Reese bass. It's like just like a synth.
Okay.
Play at a really low tone. Yeah. So then after that, we have the drums. So this was the drums that we came up with. And the way I fill out my drums is like very textured. So you hear like little stabs, like you heard a crow just now, or like, you know, random stuff like that. So this is what it sounds like with the sample included. It has like a nice swing to it, kind of. But yeah, that was that. And then for the hook, pretty much the way I lay out my tracks is I kind of just do it on the fly. Like as I go, I'm just like doing it naturally. I don't really have like a rule that I follow when I'm laying out songs. You know, I kind of just do how I like, follow my heart basically.
So my final question for you is, what is your vision for tomorrow?
My vision for tomorrow, I would say my vision for tomorrow is to do at least 1% better than I did the day before.
Okay.
That's all I ask of myself, you know, because you never know how you're going to feel when you wake up, you know, but it's always good to manifest good things and go to sleep with good intentions, you know, or just even like affirmations, you know, just to give yourself a boost of a better tomorrow, you know.
Yeah, if you treat yourself 100%, the world will treat you 100%.
Exactly. And I really believe like the things you say and like put out there, you know, that will come back to you. You know, you don't know how long it might take, but you know, things do come around. And life has its mysterious ways of working. Like people you know might be closer than you think, or like things that you might think are out of reach are closer than you think.
Which is true.
So just always like staying positive going into the next day, and that's really what it is. Because I think a lot of people like they struggle with like, you know, staying positive, and especially nowadays like people always like comparing each other, especially on like social media. Like it's really hard to like keep a vision of yourself, and I think that's another thing. Like remembering who you are is definitely something I want to remember going into each day.
Even I've seen myself even compare myself to other artists and other photographers, and it's something that you need to kind of get over. And I feel like that's why lately I've been taking like a step back from social media a bit, in terms of like, yes, I have to, you know, post and everything, but I've been limiting the time that I've been on social media and just living with myself and like my interest like I want to do. So yeah, I understand 100%.
Definitely stay in the moment.
But yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thank you guys. Thank you, bro. My guy.
That was crisp.
Again, just for the camera.
What'd you say?
Say that again, just for the camera.
For the camera.
That one wasn't that one.